3 points out of the final playoff spot, but collecting just 1 point in their last 3 matches with 5 games left. As the Washington Spirit are rolling, they're in second place right now, but they lost a big one to the Kansas City Current. So here tonight looking to right the ship. I'm joined by former MLS midfielder Jamie Watson. My name is Ashley Docking, and Jamie, big expectations on both sides.
It really is. It's a matchup in which Angel City know they have to go for it. It's depleted Washington Spirit side. So Angel City at home with the playoffs looming and them on the outside looking in. Angel City know they need to be the aggressors. They need to be the ones to go for it. And the points are there for the taking. That could see them level with points with the 2 teams that are just above them, Bay FC and Racing Louisville, in 8th in the playoff picture.
Angel City pretending like every single match is the NWSL final, while Washington set to test their depth here tonight.
What's up, college football fans? It's Eric McLean and Kelly Gramlich here from Gramlich and McLean. Wake up with us every single morning on SiriusXM Channel 371.
Join us each day at 7 a.m. to get the most in-depth ACC football coverage. We're giving you post-game recaps, player and coach interviews, as well as picks for your favorite team each and every week.
Coast-to-coast coverage every single day. It's football season, baby. Let's go.
Gramlich and McLean, weekday mornings beginning at 7 a.m. Eastern on ACC Radio, SiriusXM Channel 371. Never miss a snap from your favorite school on SiriusXM.
Breaks the tackle, down the sideline he goes.
The top games across the country are delivered right to you no matter where you are.
Wide open at the 25, 15, 10.
From now until Championship Monday, go to SiriusXM.com/college football schedule to find out where to hear your school.
On 4th and 1, that's 53 more.
In your car or streaming on the SiriusXM app.
Jaden Daniels is incredibly talented. I like what I'm seeing there in Washington.
When it happens in the NFL, we're reacting to it on SiriusXM NFL Radio.
Derrick Henry, they call him the king for a reason. This cat coming in, he ain't fooling around.
Get closer to the game with interviews with players, coaches, and executives.
Geno Smith, quarterback, Seattle Seahawks.
I always focus on just getting better. Everything has to improve.
From the field to the front office, nobody covers the game like SiriusXM NFL Radio. Channel 88.
Hear the Premier League's most pivotal matches every week on SiriusXM FC.
Cut back, Garnacho fires it into the roof of the net.
Old Trafford is the site for a crucial early us off with Tottenham Hotspur.
Son with a shot into the corner, and Tottenham lead.
Man United Tottenham. Live coverage kicks off Sunday morning at 11:30 Eastern on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SiriusXM app.
NFL fans, Christopher Russo here, and on SiriusXM Mad Dog Sports Radio, we give you NFL talk with a bite to it. First, it's our Monday morning quarterback, Adam Shine, 9 Eastern.
Let me make sure I'm here, tough guy.
He looks beyond the wins and losses and identifies the trends you need to know. Every week on Mad Dog Unleashed, you're going to hear Super Bowl MVP Phil Simms and insiders Peter Schrager and Mike Lombardi preview the action. We're talking football all week long on Mad Dog Sports Radio, Channel 82, in the car, and the SiriusXM app.
SiriusXM presents a brand new exclusive show with former UN ambassador, governor, and presidential candidate Nikki Haley on Nikki Haley Live.
Join me on Nikki Haley Live, a show where we talk about facts, policies that affect your family, stories from the campaign trail, the upcoming election, and maybe
Welcome
a
back
bit
to the
about music
broadcast.
and
Thank you for
sports
sticking
along
with
the way.
us. Back after some technical difficulties, Jamie Watson joined by myself, Ashley Docking, and let's get right into it, Jamie, because this Washington team, as a foul is called on Angel City, this Washington team is really up against it without Trinity Rodman, their star, someone who's been so effective for them offensively. She's out with a back injury that she suffered against Kansas City.
It's a plethora of players unavailable for the visitors. 8 goals on the season for Rodman. She's unavailable. Ule Sarr as well, 8 goals. That's 2 of the front 3 that have been devastating this season. But they do have their depth being tested today, and you look at the group from back to front. Aubrey Kingsbury in goal. It's a 4-3-3. Gabby Carl, Esme Morgan, Tara McKeown, and Paige Mateer will be the back 4 from left to right. The 3 in the middle, this is where the key is. Hal Hirschfeld, Andy Sullivan will sit behind. Lacey Santos will play in the number 10 role, wearing the number 10 as well. Those 3 really key. And then up top, Courtney Brown and Rosemond Kouassi, either side of Ashley Hatch. Those will be the 11 that look to try to come in and get a big result, continuing to hold their place in second in the NWSL standings.
And as we take a look at Becky Tweed, who says, we can't say that we belong in the postseason just yet when we're not getting the results against teams that we should be beating. You can only claim unlucky for so long, but positive news from the home side. Alyssa Thompson has been electric the last 5 weeks. 5 goals in 5 weeks, really coming on at the right time for this side.
She's one of the real bright spots as of late for this Angel City side, sitting in 10th as we come in tonight. They'll mirror Washington Spirit with the 4-3-3 as well. Didi Hadicic in goal, Eme Vignola left to right, left back Megan Reed, Sarah Gordon, the 2 center backs. Jasmine Spencer will be the right back as well. Madison Hammond, Katie Zellum, and Kennedy Fuller in the middle to match the 3 for Washington Spirit. And up top, left to right for the front 3, Alyssa Thompson, Messiah Bright, and Claire Emsley will be the 3 that'll try to get in behind this very quick and athletic Washington Spirit side.
Also to note for Washington, Casey Kruger did not make the trip. She's dealing with a hip injury. So quick starts for Angel City have been the theme over the last 5 games, part and parcel to Alyssa Thompson, who has 4 of them. But in their last 5 matches, Angel City have scored first in the first 20 minutes, and that has to be something that's on Washington's radar.
It absolutely does, and Messiah Bright gets the start up top because Becky Tweed feels as though this is the player that gives them the best opportunity against the center back pairing of Morgan and McKeown to be able to try to compete athletically, to get in behind, to cause problems, to continue the fast start, because when Angel City are able to play in the lead, that's whenever they're able to help dictate the pace. They struggle when they're having to play from behind. They become a bit predictable and one-dimensional.
Earning these starts is Messiah Bright. This is her 3rd start in the last 6 games, 4th of the season. As we take a look at Kristen Press, we take a look at Sydney LaRue, who are available for selection here today. Becky Tweed's philosophy is that she wants to make sure that she's managing time, she's managing minutes. She doesn't want players to come on that are going to be 90%. Why risk it when there's 5 matches left? And she believes in the depth of her team. Almost a turnover there, but the ball gets to squeak by to Jasmine Spencer, who quickly turns, finds Gordon, and she's pursued by Ashley Hatch. The press is on with Lacey Santos. And a fantastic piece of work by Jasmine Spencer with the Meg, but then it's Hal Hirschfeld who regains possession. Katie Zellum in the midfield, still trying to find her footing in the NWSL, but has that football IQ that will get her where she needs to go. And here's Alyssa Thompson streaking down the left side, stops on a dime, cuts it back to Zellum. Big contact in the box with Hal Hirschfeld, and that's a foul called on Zellum.
Alyssa Thompson wins the foot race, and she gets to the end line and runs out of ideas. She's got everybody going back towards her own goal. Forwards, defenders alike. The ball just needs to get played across. Look at the foul that Hirschfeld absorbs and wins inside her own 18. Alyssa Thompson allowed everybody from the Washington Spirit to get back and get set when she took the extra touch at the byline. That's where she's got to have the evolution to be able to just understand. Even at 19 years old, she can create chaos with her entry pass.
A little bit of chaos here for Aubrey Kingsbury, but she's able to get it out of danger momentarily. Now it'll be a goal kick. Things get to settle in the back end for Washington, who, and you mentioned it off the top, Jamie, they have 42 goals this season. It's a new single season team record. But Rodman Sarr, Ule Sarr, and Croy Bethune, who's out with a season-ending injury, have scored 50% of those goals. None of them available here tonight. So work to be done, but they do have options.
It's a massive loss, and Jonathan Heraldes, will have to be able to find a way to motivate the group and to be able to say the right things to the players who are getting opportunities. That's one word that he kept reiterating in the conversation this week was opportunities. Opportunities for players to be able to get to go from the start. And so it's up to the players now who have gotten the opportunity to get the start to make the most of it as the playoffs loom.
Claire Emsley gives chase.
This is a really high press from Angel City, but well done from the Spirit to be able to play out of it.
Quickly finding each other. Good footwork in tight quarters. And finally it lands on the foot of Esme Morgan. And she gives a big clearance, chased down by Messiah Bright. And now an opportunity for Rosemont Kwasi. Cuts it back, and that ball gets bounced over the net by Lacey Santos. So Kwasi making noise early here for Washington.
Hint of the foul when Kwasi plays it around Sarah Gordon. She trips her up. It looks as though it may have been one that Alyssa Nichols maybe should have blown the whistle for, but nonetheless, it's a really good ball that's squared across. Now Santos has to lean forward. She arrives at the position. Because it's a little bit behind her, she stabs at it. She needs to lean through it and strike through the ball while curling her foot around it to keep that low and under the crossbar.
Kwasi, the first player in the NWSL to hail from Côte d'Ivoire, the Ivory Coast. And both teams very aggressive on the press early on, trying to pin the defense down with no options. Courtney Brown plays it interiorly, and it's back out to Gabrielle Carl. Ends up on the foot of Hal Hirschfeld, and she'll gain some ground. Beating Jasmine Spencer, whipping it in with her left. It's met by Sarah Gordon for the corner kick.
There's the opposite. Hirschfeld gets to the end line and does play it across. Gordon does ever so well to establish herself at the near post. But it creates a corner kick, and this is a set-piece opportunity. This decisiveness from Hirschfeld. Great little change of pace. Watch the dip of the shoulder she's going to have to send Spencer. Just a little change of pace, and it's a wrong angle taken from Spencer. But Sarah Gordon, as she does time and time again with the armband on today, in the right spot defensively to clean up for Angel City.
Little maneuver of the technical equipment from Santos, who's delivering this corner. A big looping ball met by Messiah Bright, but possession remains with Washington. Chipped back in the box. And the volley goes way over the net. An opportunity from Tara McKeown.
player that's played every minute this season for Washington Spirit sees this fall fortuitously to her, but again, she's leaning back, and that's a center back strike inside the box. The attacking player would have been licking their lips to be able to have an effort fall to their feet on a volley inside the box like that. But McKeown just doesn't get her angles right and her shape right before she strikes it.
Spencer acts as the outlet, brings it down with her chest and looks for Bright. Carl on her back.
That's a small glimpse of why Messiah Bright was preferred tonight, just the ability to have the physical hold of play, but then the ability and the speed burst, the confidence to be able to try to touch it beyond Carl.
An interesting philosophy by Becky Tweed when she was asked about Kristen Press not getting in the game against Portland, and she said, I opted to go with Messiah Bright instead because it was hectic and I needed somebody that could just rumble. Press is somebody, she says, who likes to feel the game out a little bit, 20, 30 minutes to try and, make something happen, find an opportunity. And so she just felt that it was a better fit in that match for Bright. Kwasi hits the turf hard. The advantage was gone, and so it's Eme Vignola called on the foul as we get a look at Jonathan Heraldez. And he's somebody, he said, I hate to lose. I feel like a fire is burning inside of me. And it actually is something he said he had to work on, that he's not outwardly expressing his frustration or anger because it's not something that gets the best out of his players.
That's why he's had as much success as he had domestically in Spain, and his ability to now translate it to the NWSL, this Washington Spirit side looked like a completely different organization and team. And a large part is due to Heraldez' top assistant, Adrian Gonzalez, who filled in admirably before Heraldez could join in.
Turnover on the right side, and off they go. Courtney Brown leads the way. Gordon retreats and draws a foul, asking for a yellow card. Nice little battle between the two.
Gordon actually bails herself out. She made a mistake with that, but it was the way the ball popped up and caught the bounce of Courtney Brown before Brown's able to get on the wrong side, and asking for a card might be a bit ambitious from Gordon. It's the right decision from referee Alyssa Nichols.
Ain't no harm in trying.
Gordon's a leader and constant figure with his backside for Angel City. One of the real big personalities within the group, both on the field and has a contagious, effervescent attitude that translates from the way she plays to the rest of the group.
Bright head on, trying to get Claire Emsley. And is quickly sworn by Washington players as they mix it up, and Courtney Brown hits the turf. Bright called on the infraction, and it'll be a free kick here for the Spirit. Esme Morgan is pressured by Bright. She needs a little extra footwork to get away and finds Kwasi upfield. Hatch pursuing, but a fantastic job by Megan Reed. Alyssa Thompson using that speed. Cuts this one back. And it's Aubrey Kingsbury who gets her hands on it, but the ball's still in play.
Much better from Alyssa Thompson. She got to the end line, fires it across, and it could have gone anywhere after Kingsbury's initial save. McKeown had just put herself in the right position to make the clearance, though.
The pace of this game is electric. Both teams fueled up. Washington have won the last 3 meetings against Angel City, including a 4-2 win May 18th. But no team has won 4 games in a row against Angel City.
It's really good from the side right. This should be a booking.
She gets held by Esme Morgan in her second start.
It's such a good turn from Messiah Bright. And now a center back 14 minutes in. is on a yellow. Let's go back and look at the difference, though, of Thompson. She gets the end line. Instead of cutting it back like she did the first time, this is the one she fizzes it across. But Messiah Bright needs to make that run to the near post. McKeown has time to win the ball and be able to clear it. Needs to be a better decision-making from the center forward to be able to get across. You can't hang out the back post because you've got one at the back post with this front three.
Emsley, service into the box. Wins the header, gets it eventually to the foot of Spencer, who uses her speed, turns the corner, bobbled by Aubrey Kingsbury.
That's two now Kingsbury has been unable to catch cleanly. If I'm a player for Angel City, the moment I get anything around the box and anything at the end line, I'm firing it across. Nerves right now maybe just seeming to be creeping into the back of the mind of Kingsbury, and any goalkeeper will tell you after they've had two balls consecutively that they bobble, there's just that hint of doubt in the back of the mind.
Trying to exploit it are Angel City, who are back on the front foot. This time Spencer opts to go to Gordon to read. Gordon plays it through to Fuller. And a nice job breaking that up for the Spirit. Spencer is somebody that this team trusts to do a ton of work defensively, get in offensively, using her speed, and is somebody that Becky Tweed said, we just know she'll run through a brick wall for us. You tell her to do something, she's like, on it. And look at this, doing some work. On the right side is Rosemont Kwasi, but closed down by Emme Vignola. Bright flicks it onto Fuller, looking for Emsley. Washington took that 3-0 loss to KC right on the chin, but kept it pushing. And matter of fact, this season they have not had consecutive losses all year. After their 4 losses this season, they've won the next every single time, and significantly outscoring opponents in those matches 11-4.
Tells me that they can bounce back, and they've had to weather a bit of a storm early on from Angel City, but the Washington Spirit look as though they can match the speed of play. They can also play under pressure from Angel City. This is a really, really good opening first 17 minutes from Angel City, as they've been the aggressor, as we imagined they would be, but the Spirit have been able to withstand some of the best punches thrown by Angel City so far. Now they're able to throw a counter punch or two to the host way.
Ashley Hatch briefly getting in the mix and taking that ball away, but Washington now able to recapture and look to move. Gabrielle Carl will take the throw in.
Melissa Nichols, our referee, saying no, don't do that. Just understanding that the Spirit attacking player is looking for a foul. Melissa Nichols was not giving Courtney Brown the foul she was looking for.
Emsley is somebody for this group who's been so effective in terms of goal scoring early on, and the attention drawn to her in part has opened up Alyssa Thompson, who's found her stride, as Fuller takes just a moment too long to deliver the pass, and it's Hirschfeld breaking it up.
Just a moment before, there was another contact. This time, Washington Spirit defender ran into the back of the Angel City attacker. Neither one of them have been called a foul by a referee. If I'm a defender, immediately I know I can be more aggressive right now on a center forward and put a little bit of contact in, put a little bit of doubt in the forward's mind. Trying
to play the ball through to Ashley Hatch. Misses the target. bounce. It's to Didi Hadicic. 3 clean sheets on the season for Hadicic. And the first in club history to hit the 5,000-minute mark. A stalwart for this Angel City group. See Madison Hammond centrally calling for the ball in the midfield, but it goes to Bright. Takes the extra touch to find Katie Zellum.
It's a great initial hold-up play for Messiah Bright, but she needs to be able to clean up that second touch. She chases the second and third touch and invites back the entire midfield that was skipped out from the Washington Spirit with that lovely entry pass in.
That ball skirts out of bounds and Spencer picks it up, but you see Jonathan Heraldez saying it actually didn't roll fully out of bounds yet.
Gabby, it's on the ground.
His protests potentially met positively. As Washington get the ball back. Hirschfeld. Gets the ball back from Morgan. Carl forced back once again. Chipped over to Hatch on the turn, and she's able to get around Gordon. As Gordon complains that potentially she was being held.
My goodness, what a breakout from the Washington Spirit to play under pressure, play out of trouble, and then be able to turn the corner.
You see Gordon appealing to Alyssa Nichols once again. Sometimes, though, it is the little things that can get away from the officiating staff. And so, hey, I just need you to look out for this and see what happens next time.
The game within the game.
Ball turned over. Hirschfeld, a nice touch. Washington will play it to the right side of the pitch. Paige Mateer looking for Kwasi, and they win a corner kick. Lindy Sullivan usually on the corner. She's taken 46% of the corner kicks for Washington, but we see Lacey Santos taking her second one of the match. Bright for the second time gets there first. Brown surveys, and service finds the head of Tara McEwen, and once again, she's in the mix on these set pieces.
That's an opportunity that McEwen has to do better with. This ball hangs up invitingly, and a player of her quality would expect herself to be able to score from this distance. She mistimes the leap, so watch as she's getting to the ball. She's not able to be up and over it, and it closes her eyes as well, too. That is a cardinal sin to commit with the ball coming in. You've got to watch it come in and bounce off your forehead. There was enough pace on it as well that McEwen doesn't even need to actually add any additional power. She just needs to get the angle right to send it beyond Hadicic.
Hirschfeld looking for Hatch. Reed collects. A nice touch by Messiah Bright to flick that overhead and keep it in bounds. One of the things that Angel City is adamant about doing in this match is not shying away from the ugly plays, as what Becky Tweed talked about this week, as Hammond turns and finds Emsley. A quick one touch to Fuller.
Ball needs to be played on the ground, though. That's why this is going to be able to be shepherded out. If that ball's on the ground, then the angle is advantageous for Angel City to go forward. The bouncing one allows time for Mateo to get back in and do a due diligence to shepherd it out.
What do you make of playing ugly, Jamie? You don't always have to win pretty. A win's a win kind of energy.
Performances don't always get remembered, but results do, and I think at times you just got to do what's effective. Nobody will look at the schedule and results of the fixture list at the end of the season and go, yeah, it's 3 points, but it wasn't really pretty, was it? Oh, no, it was 3 points. Yeah. So with that, I think at times there's a time and a place to try to play beautiful football. With the Washington Spirit and Jonathan Heraldez, this group is playing some of the best football that we've seen in NWSL all season in quite some time, to be honest. Put it this way, if you were boxing against Mike Tyson in his prime, would you go in the ring and just start swinging haymakers with him? Probably not. You would make it ugly and dance around and try to do everything you could to win some points and ultimately get the result. I don't know if necessarily Angel City sitting in 10th right now want to come in and try to out-football Washington Spirit, but they do want to try to win on points and get a result by the end of the night.
Personally, I would call in sick if I was scheduled for a bout with Mike Tyson. Yeah, it would be the ugliest flu you've ever seen. Washington on the front foot. That ball rolls out of bounds. Vignola able to keep pace with Kwasi as she collaborates with Courtney Brown on something for the next time they get the opportunity to go in the final third.
Great atmosphere at BMO Stadium as always. This venue played host to the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup for the men 2 nights prior. Tournament that is the equivalent of an FA Cup in Europe and, in England, and one of the competitions, the oldest, longest standing competition in the United States for men's soccer. All amateur teams that can qualify play against the teams all the way in the USL Championship, League One, League Two, and ultimately Major League Soccer. Decided where LAFC, they lifted the trophy over Sporting Kansas City 3-1 after extra time, but this place again filling up nicely on a perfect night here in Los Angeles, one of the best venues in all of NWSL.
Fuller wails that to the left side of the pitch as it rolls towards the end line. Even with her speed, Alyssa Thompson can't get there first. It'll end up a goal kick at the feet of Aubrey Kingsbury. Thompson has been exceptional in the last while, and I think it's easy to forget that she's just 19 years old. She has 9 regular season goals in her career, and only Jaden Shaw with 12 has scored more as a teenager. She has been so good and so patient after a frustrating beginning to the season in terms of point production.
Well, I think that's the next evolution for Alyssa Thompson, is consistency.
A nice turn by Fuller as she finds space and is taken down at the top of the 18. And this will be the first booking of the match from Alyssa Nichols. A nice job, but clutching and grabbing.
Yeah, it's a good turn in there from Fuller, and understanding as she gets to the top of the box, when she starts to feel the contact, that's where the booking for Lacey Santos comes in. So she'll join Esme Morgan, who picked up a booking in the 14th minute as 2 players on the Spirit now on a yellow.
Head down and hustle. That was Fuller's MO on that one, beating a couple players with her foot speed and now drawing this set piece opportunity for Angel City.
2 options. You've got Claire Emsley, who's on 7 goals this season, given a left-footed option. Sitting there with Katie Zellum. This, to me, seems like it's Emsley could be the one to approach it, going up and over the wall.
Shot direct. Dive by Kingsbury to make the save as her teammates thank her for her work early in this match.
Oh, what a fantastic save. This is struck well from Emsley. A lesser goalkeeper would be picking this out of the back of the net, but Aubrey Kingsbury, as the wall dissipates, Kwasi cannot make that mistake. She bails from her obligation inside the wall, and that's where it goes through. Kingsbury was already leaning that way, and she gets the head start. Man, that is a bad mistake from the 22-year-old Kwasi.
Thompson trying to get past the back line. Esme Morgan does well to catch up to her, and now Kwasi has the ball at her feet, showing off some of that footwork. Trying to Meg Hammond. Doesn't work, and now it's Emsley who takes over. Gordon to Reed. Reed, the first Iron Woman for Angel City, tries to play the ball up to Thompson. And now Eme Vignola will try her hand at it, but it gets deflected. Fuller trying to hustle to keep that one in, but it's a throw in for the Spirit.
Half hour in. It's really impressive what Angel City have done. They've been the team that have really dictated the proceedings tonight. They've done it with their high press. Washington Spirit have handled it really well. Well, this is atypical what you're seeing. It's an atypical lineup for the Washington Spirit, who are depleted via injuries, suspension as well. Solano out with a red card from her last match. So the Spirit have handled the adversity well, but Angel City look as though they have the momentum and the endeavor to go and find the game's first goal.
Angel City on a mission, and right now it's led by Jasmine Spencer, although she's turned over.
Look how high Sarah Gordon is playing as a center back. That is her being a leader to step forward and understand what the game's giving her.
Emsley steps in. She goes 1v1 with Gabrielle Carl. Takes it to the end line and crosses. Clearance by Washington. Eventually by Ashley Hatch, and now Megan Reed will take over.
That's the center forward, Ashley Hatch, all the way back at the top of her own 18. That doesn't tell you. Look how deep Washington are pinned in right now. There's just wave after wave of attack right now for Angel City.
Emsley loses control of the touch, and now Hatch. Back to Hirschfeld, sending Santos on a run. She's outpaced by Megan Reed, and a throw-in now for Angel City. This is Reed's 50th match played, all for Angel City. Hadicic, Spencer, Emsley all have 50 as well. As stalwarts in this league, Press and LaRue look on.
Just wonder as this match carries on into the second half with Angel City needing all 3 points. I don't feel like it's a matter of if, but a matter of when. We'll see LaRue and we'll see Press make their entrance tonight.
Also, Maggie Doherty-Howard is on the bench, and she's been phenomenal for Angel City in their last stretch of 5 games, assisting on 2 of Alyssa Thompson's goals and playing a big part in another 2 of her 5. That Hatch cross deflected by Gordon, and the third corner of the evening for Washington. Santos doesn't like what she sees. Alyssa Nichols insists that she delivers. Opts for a short pass to Kwasi, who uses her speed to burst inside the 18. But that shot is deflected. Andy Sullivan. Santos. The right-footed cross skips to Messiah Bright, who's now been pivotal in clearing the last 3 set pieces for Angel City. Right time, right place for Messiah Bright. Angel City not making things easy for Washington as that ball deflects off Paige Mater. And it's Angel City who take over.
Oh, this is a very, very unnecessary yellow card for Mater. Mater picked the ball up and she purposely threw it over the forward's head for Angel City, but not by much, and there wasn't a delay. I think this is, from our referee, Alyssa Nichols, I think it's very, very quick to brandish a yellow card, because what this does now is it also sets a very, very low bar for what's going to count for time wasting, and she's going to end up hearing from the rest of the players anytime the ball is even touched away ever so slightly. I don't agree with that decision from our referee.
Well, it's an interesting turn of events because we were just talking about in the first 10 to 12 minutes how Alyssa Nichols was allowing for extra contact, and if you were a defender, to not be afraid to maybe go in a little bit harder than you otherwise would have. So it seems like a change of pace. Either way, that's what we stand. 3 yellow cards for Washington inside of 35 minutes. 0-0 here at BMO Stadium. Washington desperately looking, well, desperately is certainly an over-exaggeration, but looking to get back on the winning side of the ledger. And in terms of the playoff picture, Washington can clinch a top 4 quarterfinal match at home with a win, but then also they need a North Carolina loss. If they draw, they need a North Carolina loss as well. If they win, North Carolina can draw as well. But basically everything is predicated on what the Courage do. In their next match, they're playing against Chicago on Sunday. The crowd is lapping this up, trying to root on the home team. It is always fun to go into enemy territory, however, and look to silence them, so motivated are both sides. Thompson dashing to get control of that pass. Bright one timing to Emsley. It goes behind her. And now Hal Hirschfeld. Shadowed by Hammond, broken up by Bright. And then taken down is Hammond. LaRue, 6 goals this season, 1 assist for Angel City. An interesting point of view from Washington head coach Jonathan Heraldez talking about player management, because he's so used to in Spain that you finish at the top of the table, you win, it's over, it's a wrap. Whereas here, you get a top 8 seed, and you have a whole nother life to live in the playoffs. Yeah. So an adjustment that, yes, you want to win all the time, but at what cost? Megan Reed trying to defend, but it ends up being Ashley Hatch, who springs free and makes no mistake in close. 1-0 for Washington.
Completely against the run of play. The Washington Spirit show why they have been one of the most resilient teams. This is effort from Ashley Hatch, who just catches Reed on the ball. Can't make her mind up. A little bit of pressure from Santos, closed down the angle, and then Reed ran out of ideas. Hatch astutely runs across the face of Reed, and when she does, Reed, you can see the half-hearted tug. Watch this, inside the box, she realizes she pulls, but she's got to let her go. And then Hatch does ever so well, understanding that Hedicic likes to go low to the ground, so she understands she's got to get this up and over. And the Washington Spirit may not deserve the lead, but they've reached out and they've taken it against the run of play.
One nothing for Washington in the 39th minute. Ashley Hatch with her 5th goal of the season, giving her team a lead on the road.
That is backbreaking for Angel City. They have 5 minutes plus stoppage time in this first half. They need to try to be able to get an equalizer just for the momentum's sake, for the belief of what they were doing in the first 39 minutes before that goal. It was working. It was tilting in the way of the host. One mistake gets punished at this level, and players are too good nowadays. Center backs cannot get caught on the ball. Ashley Hatch has scored over 50 times in this league. You make that mistake, she goes in one-on-one. More often than not, it's in the back of the net.
And this is going to just kill Becky Tweed and Angel City, because they've firmly believed in a lot of their matches this season that they have deserved to win, been in the mix, and it's those small errors at critical times that cost them. And that's an example of it. And unfortunately, it's Megan Reed who's going to relive that one tonight when she's trying to go to bed. A sense of relief for the Washington Spirit, who had been under attack, under duress by Angel City. Taking an early lead, silencing the crowd, as we discussed just previously here at BMO Stadium. Now the work begins for Angel City. Gordon coming in and carrying the ball through the midfield. Hammond finds Zellum. Spencer takes Brown 1v1. Falls down. Nichols says play on. And now it's Santos. Esme Morgan on the ball. She's using Tara McKeown.
Look how high the front six are for Angel City. At this point in the match, with 3 minutes left in the first half, you got to make sure you don't commit a similar type mistake that Angel City did if you're the Washington Spirit. It's all well and good to play out of the back, but if it's got to go and skip out 6 players, one little clipped ball in can skip out a whole bunch of Angel City players and turn them around.
A pretty touch to get some pressure off her back, and it ends up with Hal Hirschfeld, who now takes the space in front of her, trying to find an outlet in her teammate Gabrielle Carl, but just too much on it. Spencer opts for Bright, who's quickly suffocated by yellow jerseys. And Spencer dives in and wins the ball back for Angel City briefly. Kwasi.
Good skill.
Santos. And Emsley tracking all the way back to help on the defensive end. Critical for Angel City to get out of this half down only one, or pop one in on their own to get the draw after all their hard work. Hirschfeld. As you see, head coach Jonathan Heraldez
Telling Hal Hirschfeld to get higher up the field, not necessarily the time for her to drop back into the middle.
See that laser focus in his eyes. As you mentioned, the reason that he's been able to coach so many groups to success.
Oh, good turn.
Hatch using her body to try and protect the ball.
She had the angle. It just bounced up on her. Unfortunate for Ashley Hatch.
Emsley waits for numbers. Has them now. Gets the ball back on a mission forward.
Switches on.
Vignola creeps up to join the attack. Takes the midfield before giving it to Zellum.
Spencer's got to go. She was late to the run. The space was there. I know it's difficult at this point in the match.
Zellum looking for anybody.
Angel City's movement is dying down. They look like they are struggling fitness-wise to be able to make the necessary runs at this moment in the first half.
2 more minutes is all that they need to get out of this half, down 1-0.
That is a tremendous switch.
Spencer takes it to the end line and crosses it in over the top of Kingsbury. Thompson tries to get there, but it's cleared by Washington. Gordon, pursued by Hatch, gets to Reed to Hammond. Santos trying to make sure that no one's comfortable back there. That ball played, and it's Messiah Bright who chases it down. The one-time cross, kind of hard to place that one when you're going full speed and a desperation ploy across.
Bright in that moment was trying to play it off of the defender to be able to win a corner kick. That is about the best case scenario when you're chasing it down at full speed and understanding there's a couple of defenders around. Just missed out and falls harmlessly to Kingsbury. That's a bad giveaway from Sullivan.
Fuller takes advantage but can't play the ball through to Thompson. It's broken up by the defense after she did so well to control it to her feet. Spencer gets pushed in the back. Courtney Brown, I'm always curious now if there's going to be a booking. We've seen it quite liberally in the first half, but not in this instance. And that's halftime. A nice job by Angel City in the early goings, but it was Washington who had the last laugh, at least through the first 45.
Angel City were the better of the two teams, yet the heartbreaking result for Angel City is one mistake has been punished by Ashley Hatch. For the Spirit, they've absorbed, they've suffered, they've done well to combat against Angel City being as effective in the press as we've seen in quite some time, and they were able to get their goal. They've played out of pressure well. The Washington Spirit, at times, they've got their reward. Now they may look to turn around, go a bit more direct if they need to as the game wears on. But for Angel City, it's much more the same with just that quality in the final third that's needed.
Angel City at home at BMO Stadium find themselves in a problem-solving situation as they head into the half down 1-0 against the Washington Spirit.
SiriusXM presents a brand new exclusive show with former UN ambassador, governor, and presidential candidate Nikki Haley on Nikki Haley Live.
Join me on Nikki Haley Live, a show where we talk about facts, policies that affect your family, stories from the campaign trail, the upcoming election, and maybe a bit about music and sports along the way. Tune in to Nikki Haley Live.
Nikki Haley Live, Wednesdays at 8 a.m. East on Triumph, Channel 111, and on the SiriusXM app.
From cozy acoustic mixes to football tailgate anthems, back to school study beats, live sports, and more.
Deep left field, way back, it's gone. Goodbye.
Find the perfect sweater weather soundtrack to warm you up this autumn. And spice up any moment with a hand-picked audio collection on the SiriusXM app. Just search Fall.
Friday night is NWSL night on SiriusXM FC. Hear the biggest stars in women's soccer square off in the final push for the playoffs.
Smith again, and she's got two.
Then on Monday, Heather O'Reilly and Lori Lindsay are recapping it all on Played In.
These next couple of months are really critical. It's crunch time.
No one is covering the NWSL like SiriusXM FC, Channel 157, and streaming on the SiriusXM app.
I want you to feel the energy of my SiriusXM music channel, the Kiki Lounge. It's the place to come together and hear my personally crafted mix of music. Songs I love to chill with and party to. Find it all in the Kiki Lounge for a limited time on Channel 79 or always on Channel 302 on most radios and the SiriusXM app.
Hey, I'm Eric Church. I'm taking you inside my very own Nashville hospital, Chiefs on Broadway, for a one-of-a-kind, full band live performance. This will be the first time you can hear me live from Chiefs. Monday at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific, exclusively on my channel, Outsiders Radio. Listen at home on Alexa, Google Home, smart TVs, and anywhere on the SiriusXM app.
Right now on 28 points. San Diego Wave needing all 3 points. They're sitting on 19 points. Should make for the Wave being the team that goes for it and sells out, trying to get all 3 points. Another full day of action on Saturday of NWSL games.
Are you not entertained? Anything can happen. We love this league because there's a ton of parity. We'll have the first half highlights coming up here in just a moment. 1-0 at the half for the Washington Spirit.
There's no competition in club soccer quite like the UEFA Champions League. And the biggest matches are on SiriusXM FC.
Turns inside, shoots! Oh my word, Bukayo Saka!
Two of Europe's best collide in London, where the Gunners play host to PSG.
Brilliant skills from Zaire Emery. 5-0 Paris Saint-Germain.
Arsenal versus Paris, Tuesday at 3 Eastern on SiriusXM FC 157 and streaming on the SiriusXM app. Hear the biggest and best soccer clubs in the world battle it out in the UEFA Champions League on SiriusXM FC. After scoring 9 goals in their opener, what will Bayern Munich do for an encore?
Absolutely fabulous goal from Harry Kane!
Find out when the Germans clash with Aston Villa in Birmingham.
Durant's taking a strike. Oh my goodness me!
Villa versus Bayern, Wednesday at 3 Eastern on SiriusXM FC 157 and streaming on the SiriusXM app.
What's up, college football fans? It's Eric McLean and Kelly Gramlich here from Gramlich and McLean. Wake up with us every single morning on SiriusXM Channel 371.
Join us each day at 7 a.m. to get the most in-depth ACC football coverage. We're giving you post-game recaps, player and coach interviews, as well as picks for your favorite team each and every week.
Coast-to-coast coverage every single day. It's football season, baby. Let's go.
Gramlich and McLean, weekday mornings beginning at 7 a.m. Eastern on ACC Radio, SiriusXM Channel 371.
Feel the thrill of the Premier League on Sirius XM FC.
Arsenal running riot. A quick fire double from Chelsea.
Hear every pulse-pounding moment.
Haaland scores the hat-trick. Brilliant left foot strike by Salah. What a goal by Marcus Rashford.
From the world's most exciting league.
Absolutely glorious from Tottenham Hotspur.
Manchester United turn it round.
All on your radio home for the beautiful game.
If you like soccer, you are in the right place.
The Premier League lives on Sirius XM FC 157 and the all-new Sirius XM app.
The NASCAR Cup Series is on Sirius XM. We're back on the track Sunday,
2 p.m. Eastern.
It's the Hollywood Casino 400 from Kansas Speedway.
Checker flag, baby. Yeah.
On Sirius XM NASCAR.
And it's led to chances both ways, the pace of this one.
Well, from the get-go, we expected Angel City, who sit in 10th place now, to be the side that was going to press, and they did. But the Washington Spirit, they handled it. And Kawasi, who had an opportunity to start in one of the front three positions where Trinity Rodman normally plays, showed her change of pace and her willingness to run. Squares this across to Santos, who just gets it wrong with her body shape. She's leaning back. And this is another opportunity in which the Washington Spirit just don't take it as it falls to McKeown, leaning back, unable to keep her body shape over it. Just pushing forward for the Spirit until finally, the other end, Alyssa Thompson. 5 goals in the last 5 games, gets to the end line, cuts it back. Messiah Bright, just not in the right position to be able to get on the end of it.
Angel City then utilized their OG, Jasmine Spencer, who gets forward and uses her speed for this cross.
And when Spencer was able to get forward and get involved into the attack, that's when Angel City were really at their best to have it as an outlet. And Washington Spirit, most of their chances came from set pieces and recycled secondary phases of play. This time, McKeown missed the volley earlier. She misses this timed header. Free kick at the top of the box. The wall breaks. And this is an opportunity for Emsley that really asked a question of Kingsbury, but she does ever so well to get across. It's a fantastic save. And this is where it all unravels for Angel City. Reed gets caught on the ball. Hatch picks her pocket, cuts across her, so Reed has to let her go inside the box. And Ashley Hatch, as she's done over a half-century number of times in this league. Reed's Hedicic. That last little look up to Reed and see that the goalkeepers come out overcommitted. Hatch gets under it, smartly puts it beyond Hedicic. And that right there is the difference. One mistake punished greatly by Ashley Hatch, and it is 1-0 for the visitors.
Making you pay, Ashley Hatch. She has 14 game-winning goals so far over the span of her career, and right now the single marker stands as such, but we still have 45 minutes of action to play. Both sides will make adjustments, and we'll be back with the second half.
Hear the Premier League's most pivotal matches every week on Sirius XM FC.
Cut back, Garnacho fires it into the roof of the net.
Old Trafford is the site for a crucial early season clash as Manchester United squares off with Tottenham Hotspur.
Son with a shot into the corner and Tottenham lead.
Man United Tottenham. Live coverage kicks off Sunday morning at 11:30 Eastern on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
NFL fans, Christopher Russo here, and on Sirius XM Mad Dog Sports Radio, we give you NFL talk with a bite to it. First, it's our Monday morning quarterback, Adam Shine, 9 Eastern.
Let me make sure I'm clear, tough guy.
He looks beyond the wins and losses and identifies the trends you need to know. Every week on Mad Dog Unleashed, you're going to hear Super Bowl MVP Phil Simms and insiders Peter Schrager and Mike Lombardi preview the action. We're talking football all week long on Mad Dog Sports Radio, Channel 82, in the car, and the Sirius XM app.
SiriusXM presents a brand new exclusive show with former UN ambassador, governor, and presidential candidate Nikki Haley on Nikki Haley Live.
Join me on Nikki Haley Live, a show where we talk about facts, policies that affect your family, stories from the campaign trail, the upcoming election, and maybe a bit about music and sports along the way. Tune in to Nikki Haley Live.
Nikki Haley Live, Wednesdays at 8 a.m. East on Triumph, Channel 111, and on the SiriusXM app.
Hi, this is Eddie Vedder.
This is Stone Gossard from Pearl Jam.
Hey, it's Jeff Ament.
Dive deeper into our universe on our exclusive SiriusXM channel. With live tracks, B-sides, 3 complete concerts a day.
Unless you're actually here, you might not believe it.
And some of our favorite music we've handpicked for you.
Here's the good part, 100% commercial free. Pearl Jam Radio.
Channel 22. Or listen at home with the SiriusXM app.
From cozy acoustic mixes to football tailgate anthems, back to school study beats, live sports, and more.
Deep left field, way back, it's gone, goodbye.
Find the perfect sweater weather soundtrack to warm you up this autumn. And spice up any moment with a hand-picked audio collection on the SiriusXM app. Just search Fall.
Spend your Saturday night with MLS on SiriusXM FC. First, Leo Messi and Inter Miami's high-flying attack square off against Charlotte FC.
Suarez, Elba, Messi! It's in!
Then, it's a battle out west as the Seattle Sounders face the Houston Dynamo.
Jordan Morris! Winner for the Sounders!
It's an MLS doubleheader this Saturday night at 7:30 Eastern on SiriusXM FC 157. Friday night is NWSL night on SiriusXM FC. Hear the biggest stars in women's soccer square off in the final push for the playoffs.
And Smith again, and she's got 2!
Then on Monday, Heather O'Reilly and Lori Lindsay are recapping it all on Played In.
These next
done. I think for both sides, they'll agree. Let's start with Angel City, Jamie Watson, who joins me on the call. What was the conversation at half? Because they were very much in control for a majority of this first half, but then one mistake killed them.
And that's it exactly. It's what the group was doing was working. Angel City had the Washington Spirit under pressure. The Spirit handled it well, but they were always one pass away from turning the ball over in their defensive third. And so for Angel City, it's much more the same and better decision-making in the final third once you get into that position. Then for the Washington Spirit, you looked at them and you said, okay, if they can continue to play through the pressure, if they can be able to bypass the midfield and be able to play on the counterattack, there's going to be some opportunities there. I think Angel City will expose themselves a little bit more in the press to go forward to chase the equalizer. So Washington Spirit, when they get their opportunity, have to then capitalize.
This game completely different from the last match between these two teams back in May. It was a 4-2 final score. Washington took it. All 6 goals were scored in the first half, which led to melee, chaos, whatever you want to call it. But now 1-0 here. And what about Washington? What's the conversation happening from their head coach, Jonathan Heraldez, to the group or even amongst each other?
Composure. And a place that's full of adversity at BMO Stadium against a team that's desperate for all 3 points, being able to continue to play out of pressure, play quickly, 1 and 2 touch is how you're going to solve problems.
Angel City on the right side of your screen going left in the black jerseys. Washington wearing the bright yellow kits. And an early foul called here by our referee, Alyssa Nichols. Messiah Bright collides with Rosamond Kwasi. And it's going to be an early free kick here for Angel City. Again, Katie Zellum and Claire Emsley stand over the ball.
Lacey Santos is cutting off that angle for this low entry pass. Look for this to float to the far post.
Zellum runs over it. Emsley delivers. Back post! And almost redemption from Megan Reed.
Was a big opportunity and one in which Megan Reed just has to be able to react a little bit quicker. This ball gets flicked on, and that is a poor line from the Washington Spirit. They all drop back quickly. This is a difficult one because it happens so quickly, but nonetheless, Reed is just lunging for it and has to be able to get that on target.
And I think some of those fans thought that goal went in the net. They had me cleaning my glasses on that one. But a nice early response from Angel City, who are 0-8-0 when trailing at half. But they have scored multiple goals in 6 of their last 9 matches, dating back to the beginning of the Summer Cup. And prior to that, they'd only had 5 multi-goal games in 16, so trending in the right direction, but with the season winding down, it needs to happen quickly. Hirschfeld charges through the middle, opts to bring it back, and now Washington will usher the ball out of their final third. Defensive third, I should say, as Gordon pursues that ball, gets it back to Hedicic. Reed to Gordon. Gordon played 100 regular season games started back on week 17 against Chicago. So just a stalwart in her 2 seasons with Angel City as well. Spencer, that ball bounces to her. It looks like it hit her arm. They play on for now. Bright gets a foot on it, and Fuller settles. The touch to Thompson, the run from Vignola, the left foot strike, and the save from Aubrey Kingsbury, as you see Washington appealing for a handball earlier in the build-up.
Really good response inside the first 3 minutes or so from the host. They picked up where they left off in the first half, continuing to go forward, continuing to get numbers. This is good for Vignola. That had eyes for the back post.
Spencer making that back post run unmarked.
Kingsbury with the wry smile because Santos was running with her, calling for it, and there was a defender right in front. Much like any attacking player, you feel as though you're always open. Kingsbury probably had a better vantage point, a better decision.
Ain't that the truth? The forwards always want the ball.
Always.
Always. They're always going to make magic happen. But there's a number of women in this league that absolutely can in those tough moments. Kwasi, a nice touch looking for Santos. Instead, it's broken up by Angel City's back line. And the pressure returns from the home side. Vignola stepping in, breaking it up. Hammonds looking to play the ball across the midfield to Zellum. Vignola intercepts. And now it's Gordon to Spencer. Zellum looking for Emsley. But a nice job by Tara McYown to get a foot in.
It's going to be a big half for Alyssa Thompson. 5 goals in her last 5 games. She needs to try to continue to get on the ball. She can be aided by her teammates if they quickly switch the ball. Like in this one, skip out. There we go. That is a perfect example right on cue of how you get Alyssa Thompson in 1v1 situations.
Beautiful touch to bring it down, and there she goes. Left foot across, and it falls at the foot of Messiah Bright, and the equalizer for Angel City.
Exactly what Angel City needed to get back into this match. You get arguably your most dynamic attacking player on the ball as quickly as possible. A wonderful decision to be able to skip out and get the ball quickly to Alyssa Thompson, who's isolated in a 1v1 situation. And then from there, she goes to work. Alyssa Thompson, getting this ball back from Reed, decides just to slow it down, and baiting Mateo, drops her shoulder and then just drives it across. Messiah Bright doesn't know too much about it, but what she does know is she got in the right position. And as this goes through, just put yourself in the right position, and this ball bounces off of her and just caroms into the back of the net. Doesn't matter how it goes in, just important that it does. And like any good center forward, you put yourself in the right position and good things happen. But all credit to Alyssa Thompson for making that happen.
Messiah Bright, her first goal this season. And it's Alyssa Thompson with her 6th assist, showing her dynamicism. Goals, assists, setting people up. And Messiah Bright's been on the right side defensively this entire match and now finds herself contributing offensively as well. It's the first time Bright has scored since August 20th, 2023. And as we talk about players who are hungry to get forward and find the back of the net, relief when you finally pot one.
And look what it's done to this entire stadium. Just brought back BMO Stadium to life. Oh, if you're Angel City, you've got to continue to press. You've got to continue to do much more of the same. This is the trouble. That's where it was skipped out to Vignola the first time. Now you got Alyssa Thompson. Just play it down the line.
She finds Thompson. McEwen intercepts, gets a good touch on it, and the throw-in is awarded for Angel City. Thompson will leave that there, get in position. Bright gets taken down, some contacts, play on. Hammond to Gordon, over to Spencer. A nice job by the defense, but Spencer plays on. Emsley comes in as the second wave and she wins it. Fuller runs into frame. But it's Bright that Spencer wants. You hear the fans' displeasure at that ball being awarded to the Spirit. And Spencer will run back into a defensive position. One here at BMO Stadium, and one of the things that Angel City wanted to avoid in this match is having to play from behind and having to play with desperation. And this early equalizer, Jamie, means that they get to have that clean slate and not play from a vulnerable position.
It's proof of concept for Angel City that the press is working, and on a night with Washington Spirit not having their full complement of players, this is the type of environment that becomes daunting for players who are just getting an opportunity in the starting lineup, players who aren't getting regular minutes. Now you're being asked to be able to defend, playing quicker than you want to. You have to deal with the crowd and the momentum and the adversity of Angel City have leaned into that. Washington Spirit just having to try to solve the problem right now.
Won by Kwasi, and she's hounded by Vignola, stops on a dime and plays it out. That bounce made that really tricky for Didi Hadicic, but gets a hand on it.
This is really good from Kwasi to understand that when the foot race and the angle goes against her, to be able to stop and reassess. The first thought was win the race. It doesn't happen with Vignola. So now you get the late arriving run to be able to get an effort from distance, and that does not miss much by Brown. That is a fantastic save from Didi Hadicic, and smart to push that wide and not give up a rebound.
Another opportunity for Washington, who are dominating in the set piece field. Most opportunities between the two sides, and once again it's Bright. Gets ahead on it. Tara McKeown trying to get that ball in, and a little collision there and some gamesmanship between Hadicic and Ashley Hatch as you see the goalkeeper.
She's irate because she wanted to go quickly. And Alyssa Nichols is saying because you initiated that contact with her, that's where the foul had to happen and to play on. But
Hatch just listening in, being the agitator has worked in this instance, it seems. It looked like the initial turn from Hatch was just incidental contact.
Yeah, I think that Alyssa Nichols needs to wait, though, and see where this goes and see that Hedicic plays it out. She's got the ball in her hand, and any goalkeeper will tell you they'd much prefer to have the ball in their hand as opposed to being limited from a free kick. So not only does the advantage get lost, also now Washington Spirit can get set back in. This is a moment in which Hedicic would much prefer to be able to have the ball and roll it out forward. But now all of a sudden, look at the pressure because of the foul. So I'd argue in this instance, Alyssa Nichols would have been better to just wait for a moment to see what happens and let the players play on.
I need you closer, okay? Defiendas base. Solo salta si Hatch no llega.
Jonathan Heraldez asking for his players to be closer, be more assertive.
Telling Lacey Santos needs her over here to not leave this space to be able to come and get involved. Just the ability to understand who he's speaking to, how he can change, how he communicates. It's a little thing that makes a big difference for coaches to understand how to communicate with their players effectively.
Santos playing in just her 6th match with Washington. She already has a couple scores. So those late additions working as Kwasi gets her foot on it and Vignola grabs her arm, gets away with it. Hatch looking for Andy Sullivan, joining the play late. And now it's Hirschfeld on the ball, pursued by Zellum.
Really crowded over there. Washington Spirit need to come out to the other side.
Hammond on patrol, as is Zellum. Claire Emsley now gives chase. Kwasi trying to turn. The ball lands at the feet of Paige Mater, and she can't do anything with it.
Those are the moments that Kwasi are going to have to execute on and be cleaner in those moments if she wants to try to find any more regular playing time as the season goes on into the playoffs. This is her opportunity, and those are the moments that you have to be able to connect. Watch at the top of your box. She's just going to stop. This is great movement. This ball comes to your right foot. You're trying to turn on it. You don't need to leave it. Even if Mateer's calling you off, you're all by yourself. Take the touch. Instead, she tries to turn and open her hips at the same time and completely waste the opportunity.
Paige Mater with the lofty throw-in gets broken up. And now Kwasi. Hammond neatly clears that one. A throw-in coming for Washington. Santos in her first year in the NWSL. Trying to bring some of that depth to this Washington team that is already so fantastic. Again, the most goals in club history, their offensive juggernaut. 14 different goal scorers for this team. So life is harder without a Trinity Rodman. Life is harder without an Ule Sar, Croy Bethune. But there are players that can make it work. Throw-in, or corner kick, excuse me, here for Washington. Nice work by Kwasi to earn it. The face of M.A. Vignola disagrees. Santos. The booming ball finds Bright, gets brought down and then skied by Courtney Brown, but it was deflected. Jasmine Spencer.
Spencer does well to come out and close down. If she doesn't, if she's a half step late, there's an opportunity for Brown to be able to lean forward and strike through it. With a crowd of bodies, it can go anywhere and deflect any which way.
Andy Sullivan getting called in for this corner kick. Her first delivery this match. That microphone, always the casualty of these corners. Looping to the top of the box, finds the head of Santos. Gordon dispatches.
Oh, that's so
Yikes.
unfortunate.
She already had a dangerous moment where she was cut earlier this season, and now she takes that kick directly to the side of the face. Oof.
Gordon is as tough as they come, but from that distance, a cross that's meant to be pinged across, that is so painful. You can just see the grimace on her face.
She'll get some water. The medical team will do an inspection, anything that has anything close to do with a head injury. They'll make sure that they're very thorough. But as you mentioned, Gordon tough as nails. And so Angel City hopes she can shake it off. Angel City's answer, positive.
Very positive. Needs to be much more of the same. Got to defend these set pieces from the Spirit. They need to be able to win the first and second ball and then continue to press and continue to push forward. This is a big, big moment in this match. If Sarah Gordon is able to continue on or not, she is a leader of this group and somebody that really just sets the entire tone for this back four. And
good to see her up.
Gordon is just tough, built different, just rock solid player.
She'll step off momentarily, but looks like she'll join the play once again when she's able to. She's already moving. And all after that, it's still a corner kick for Washington. Ricocheted out of bounds.
Gordon had the zone at the back post, so this is now causing some changes structurally and tactically for Angel City and how they defend this set piece. The back post should be open.
And a nice opportunity for Washington, but Didi Hedicic, nimble, able to get a hand on it and disrupt where the ball was going.
And that's the exact space in which Sarah Gordon had been operating in. Hedicic not pleased with herself and her catching ability. Kind of a short memory as a goalkeeper, though, to understand where the mistake was made. That's the one she'll feel as though she could have punched it away and then has to catch that. If it's not for Reed, who's able to clear it away, this would easily be 2-1 for the Spirit off of Hedicic's drop inside the 6.
Everyone talks about Gordon being back in, which is fantastic. Everyone talks about clean sheets and save percentage, and not only the back four, but especially the back four in their relationship with the goalkeeper. Some of these stats are team stats in a big way, helping each other out when the other is vulnerable. Washington doing well to apply a constant stream of pressure as Paige Bater crosses it. Gordon not shying away from anything. Vignola won't waste time, and she'll send that out for Messiah Bright to take a run. One of the things about this Angel City team is that they are out of the playoff picture for now, but Becky tweets saying, we're ahead of where we were last year. And we're only 3 points out of the playoffs, but she's a realist. And we can't make mistakes and then say we should be above the playoff line. So now a second life, thanks to Messiah Bright. Her first goal in over a year and a clean slate here as it's 1-1 at BMO Stadium. Washington able to strike first. Ashley Hatch taking advantage of a mistake and making Angel City pay, and then the timely response from the home team. Looks like we're going to get some substitutions coming in soon for Washington as Hatch pursues.
That is a great pass from Hadicic.
Switches the field of play, finds Jasmine Spencer in stride. The ball is moved quickly to Alyssa Thompson, but behind her.
You cannot miss that pass.
And can't keep up with her.
No, you got to be able to connect the pass. Alyssa Thompson was the linchpin for the first goal and catalyst for it. You got to be able to connect that pass.
Kristen Press takes the pitch for Messiah Bright as you hear the warm reception, and then Maggie Doherty-Howard comes in for Katie Zellum in the midfield.
Tactically, it was the right decision to start Bright up top. I think her pressing, her ability, her physical nature was the right decision from Becky Tweed.
And then joining the fold is Doherty-Howard, who's been really exceptional for this Angel City side as of late. Her 14th appearance. She has 10 starts, 1 goal, 1 assist, or 2 assists, excuse me. And now a yellow card once again for Washington. Tara McKeown.
It's 3 players on the back line that are on a yellow now for Washington Spirit.
It's only Hal Hirschfeld for Washington, though, that does have 4 and is at risk of accumulation.
For the host, Hammond, Nabet, those are 2 players that are on yellow card watch, as well as Jasmine Spencer.
For Angel City, yes.
Becky Tweed as well.
Becky Tweed. Getting her voice heard. Another sub here coming for the Washington aforementioned sub we talked about. McKenna Morris coming in for Courtney Brown on the defensive end. Gordon to Spencer. Uses speed and positioning to circumvent McKenna Morris, and now it's Fuller to press. Plays the ball in, and a run by Hirschfeld.
What a recovery from Hirschfeld. My goodness. Just the ability to read the game, put herself in the position to be able to make a play and calmly stop the attack.
Press, the swift delivery, looking for Thompson. It rolls out of bounds. And really, Thompson, aside from setting up Messiah Bright and putting that ball in a platter, a little quieter than we've expected.
I think that's more of a compliment to how she's been defended by Paige Mateer as opposed to Alyssa Thompson, her ineffectiveness this match, because when she has got on the ball, she has been a problem and a threat. She's been stifled, and to be honest, they're not getting the ball to Alyssa Thompson nearly quick enough. Saw a moment ago where she was 1v1 and the pass was just missed on the entry pass out to her.
Washington trying to control their own fate. A win here tonight would put them in a solid position to clinch a quarterfinal at home. They would just depend on the North Carolina result after that. Vignola on the front foot. She puts the cross in, back post. Emsley goes flying. Emsley scored a goal selling out like that against Portland.
Hirschfeld could have played forward with that. I think that was the wrong decision to cut back. This invites more pressure. They're able to play out of it, but there's an opportunity to spring the 1-2 wide areas.
Takes that opportunity to go forward to Hatch, who's Cut out from under her by Spencer. Free kick.
It's that opportunity where Emsley sells out to try to win this header at the back post. And it's just good defending from Carl to do just enough to throw her off. She's not going to win the header, but she does enough to be able to throw Emsley off without committing a foul.
Emsley, a fearless competitor. A huge work rate for Angel City, as you see Sydney LaRue warming up with the rest of her team beside Rocky Rodriguez.
This is a game that Angel City has to go for. I'd expect Becky Tweed to be a bit more aggressive with her substitution pattern.
Gordon gets there first, plays it back to Hedicic.
Oh, love the patience. Oh, scoop from Hedicic. Look, a point against the second best team in the NWSL is not a bad result. But with the way Angel City is playing, the atmosphere in the stadium, the momentum, if I'm Becky Tweed, I'm going for all 3 points here. I'll take the risk.
The Bay FC philosophy. We don't do draws.
If I'm Becky Tweed right now, I would rather say I'll take 0 points if we go for it to sell out to get all 3. As an end result, a draw is okay, but the way this is going, the 3 points are there for taking. Those extra 2 are there. She needs to be the one to give that belief to the rest of the group with her subs.
Vignola stepping in. The ball stays with her. Finally, it detaches from her foot, and now Ashley Hatch looking to spring Morris.
Good recovery from Gordon.
Megan Reed does well to make sure that Santos is covered at the top of the 18, and crisis averted for Angel City.
Sarah Gordon made that look so much easier than it was. Times it well, comes back in, cuts off the angle, and stifles the entire attack.
Turned over to the foot of Hammond, but that pass is not pinpoint to Emsley, and it goes back the other way with the Spirit. A nice turn from Morris. Strike. Rebound. And Vignola jumps on it.
And as Vignola clears it and goes to embrace with Hedicic. Hedicic gives a little symbol. That ball was moving. A little hand gesture to let you know which way the ball was taking. This would be a good angle. Watch this ball as it leaves the foot of McKenna Morris. Watch the drop of the shoulder. Just completely gets Gordon to overcommit. And this thing starts inside and moves back towards the inside of Hedicic. That's why she's unable to do much with that rebound.
A solid strike on goal for Washington, who in the first half really had some opportunities and half chances, but couldn't hit the target. "15 minutes remaining at BMO Stadium. 1-1 tie. The visiting team striking first, Angel City responding in a timely fashion. Vignola goes up for the aerial attack. Comes down a little worse for wear, but is helped up by Ashley Hatch. She'll readjust her top knot, and we'll be good to go as we see Brittany Radcliffe set to join things. She's going to take off Ashley Hatch, whose night is over.
Hatch with her goal. Moved to 6th all-time, tied with Megan Rapinoe, 51 career goals. Job well done from Ashley Hatch on the road to take her opportunity.
And now Ratcliffe, who shot out like, I don't know, I was going to say a cannon, but the actual cannon doesn't shoot. So my analogy faltered. But had a strong start to this season, and you know, great to see her back in form and fit after tearing her left ACL. Kept her out in 2019. The road to recovery is not easy. As Kristen Press moves forward but is taken off the ball by Andy Sullivan, recovers in midfield. Spencer one time to Emsley. Cross. Fuller gets caught up with the defender, and that strike is blocked by Hirschfeld. And you have a player down in the 6.
McKeown had to do everything that she could from the ground to be able to prevent the effort from inside the 6-yard box. That is a huge, impactful play in this match. Watch McKeown in the middle of your screen. This is going to fall fortuitously right into the box, and Fuller has the opportunity, but it's a combination of the defending from the backside, McKeown, and also Esme Morgan. The two of them just doing enough to be able to prevent Fuller from getting the effort off.
Didn't see any contact, a little bit from perhaps Kristen Press's knee on the initial opportunity. Nonetheless, Emsley on the service here for Angel City. Opts to play it short. Volleyed in to the 18 on the volley. Fuller, and you can see her frustration at maybe not getting a hold of that. Quickly back the other way. Our Washington, Kwasi plays it through to Morris. It goes over Didi Hedicic, and that's a good goal for Washington. Quickly in transition, exploiting the opportunity and going back up 1 on the road.
This is why they're one of the best teams in the entirety of the NWSL. Angel City growing in momentum, continuing to take the pace of play. And then Aubrey Kingsbury collects it, distributes it brilliantly to start the race. Kawasi with the outside of her right just splits the two defenders in McKenna Morris. My goodness, the deftest of touch. Watch how she's going to stab her foot into the ground to get under it, to go up and over Hedicic. And that is a brilliant finish from the substitute. Purposeful, intentful, and meaningful for the Spirit. They've turned it all the way around. What a counter-attacking and transitional goal.
I'm not saying it was on purpose, because that would take a lot. But we just saw a couple moments ago Hedicic doing a same cheeky chip shot over 2 forwards who are pressing the issue. And then this one, in the heat of the moment, gets placed perfectly over a sprawling Hedicic, and Washington retake that lead. When trailing at half, Angel City have no wins in those 8 matches on the season. But I go back to this Spirit team, always having an answer in the face of defeat. 4 losses this year, 4 follow-up wins.
Well, a moment ago, we were talking about if I was Becky Tweed, I would be making substitutions to be able to get more attacking players on. Instead, what she did was she took the conservative route and didn't make any additional changes. And now, because of it, and look at just what it means to Geralda, is to understand that's what you work on in training. And when it comes off on the road, when your back's up against the wall with the depleted lineup, can't even fill out a full bench, and you're able to make a goal like that happen, oh, it's what you do this for.
How sweet it is. And here come the reinforcements. Rocky Rodriguez in for Kennedy Fuller for the home side.
But I'll ask the question, why was this substitution not done before it goes 2-1 to the Washington Spirit? I think now what you're asking for your group is to go and try to get a goal to equalize and another one to go forward. Why not make that same substitution when it's tied and be the one to say, we're going for the win?
Forcing the issue instead of being reactive.
Yeah, I think Becky Tweed opted to just sit and wait instead of letting decision makes. And this is a decision that young managers can make in their career. And this is one that if Angel City are unable to get anything in this match, I think there's going to be a real sense of a missed opportunity. That in the 72nd minute, Angel City were all over the Washington Spirit. They had less than 20 minutes to go. Take some risks to get those extra 2 points. Now they're having to fight for just equalizing in level terms.
And Becky Tweed has been honest and forthcoming in those moments as a young manager when she has made decisions that in hindsight she may have done differently.
And I'm not saying the same thing if this is at Audi Field and you're on the road and you're playing the second best team in the league and it's 1-1.
Right, you want to hold on for that 1 point.
No problem. Win at home, tie on the road. But the mentality has to be there to win at home instead of just being content or let's just see how this goes a little while longer. And then one moment breaks down. Just we saw one moment in the first half, one moment of breakdown in a counterattack, and you're asking your question, how are we down right now?
And now a tall task from the home side. 8 minutes in regulation before stoppage time to try and tie, and then even further of an ask to score twice to get those 3 points, those important 3 points as Angel City, we mentioned at the top of the game, 3 points out of that 8th and final playoff spot behind Bay FC, behind Racing Louisville, and then within a breath of the Portland Thorns, who have really been on a downward spiral since the summer break ended. Making the most of your opportunities is important when there's 5 matches left, as Brittany Ratcliffe displaces Eme Vignola, and now Kwasi goes 1v1 on Reed. Reed does well to not get turned around and keep Kwasi to the outside, but now Thompson steps in and gets the ball to Rocky Rodriguez, and Angel City have to go. Turn by Thompson, finds Emsley, left foot, rebounds, but no Angel City players in sight, and able to collect that is Kingsbury.
Well, that could have been a wicked deflection off of Mateer, but instead Kingsbury put herself in a good position. Watch this turn from Melissa Thompson. That is next level from the 19-year-old. Emsley rightly going for the far post. That actually cuts back. That was more destined for the far post to force a save from Kingsbury, but that came back against the grain, and that's good from Aubrey Kingsbury to not overcommit on the first effort.
Ratcliffe going toe-to-toe with Vignola. Reed comes in for reinforcements, and you can see Didi Hedicic frustrated with the call as her team runs back for reinforcements in a defensive position. We have a corner kick.
Get a good look at Michelle Kang, the owner of the Washington Spirit, in attendance tonight. I've been loving what she's seen from this group, and seen moments this season where Washington Spirit have scored and have run over and celebrated with Michelle Kang on the sideline, and Magic Johnson as well.
Yeah, Trinity Rodman with the dunk celebration.
Vibes are high, and ever since Michelle Kang took over as the Spirit's majority and managing owner back in late March of 2022, this group has really seen new heights, and they have ambitions as they get back into the playoffs for the first time since 2021, the year that they last won an NWSL championship. The question for Washington Spirit is, why not us this year?
And here's the substitution that we've been waiting for with 5 minutes left in the match. Sydney LaRue comes on and takes off Madison Hammond. Rodriguez clears. And just to follow up on Michelle Kang saying that she wants this group to be considered the best, that women's sports deserve the spotlight. It's not an afterthought. What do you make of the Sydney LaRue injection at this juncture?
It's a lot to ask her to come off the bench in 5 minutes, try to have an impact in this game when the pace of the play is so fast. You're coming in, It's just too late at this point. It should have been a substitution that we saw 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago. Still plenty of time for a player of LaRue's quality. I think it's asking a lot to be able to do it in that short period of time.
Sydney Leroux has 2 game-winning goals this season. So let's see if she's got some magic here tonight at BMO Stadium. McKenna Morris certainly did, coming on as a substitution in the second half. And giving her team the lead for now. Vignola on her left. Emsley has now moved across the pitch. She takes it right, swings it in. Well done by Ratcliffe. But the ball stays with Angel City. LaRue punches it into the 18. Thompson hits the deck, but play on, says Alyssa Nichols. Both sides kind of took a beat.
I think it's the right decision. I don't think there's anything to it. I think Alyssa Thompson does win the race to the position, but it's just the slightest of contacts to give a penalty for something that soft.
Angel City on the receiving end of a late penalty in their game against Portland last week. Corner kick here for Angel City. In the final moments of regulation for this game, Emsley over the ball. Vignola's there but can't redirect. Doherty Howard recycles the ball, gets it back in. It's loose. Brought down again by Doherty Howard, who puts it right back where it came from. And finally, a little bit of breathing room for the Spirit. And Emsley's opportunity rolls right out of the end line. Another substitution coming here for Washington. Heather Steinbrook is going to come in for Lacey Santos.
It's just a substitution to see this out. Don't need a player of the skillful nature that Lacey Santos possesses. You can get Steinbrook in to help try to solidify things in the middle of the park, and you can take the luxury of Santos and her creativeness going forward. So a job well done, and to watch this one from the sideline, you just got to be industrious at this point to be able to get the job done, and Santos was creative whenever she was able to get on the ball and showed her ability to carve open Angel City with her passing in the final third.
No time to waste here for Angel City. It has to be now. As LaRue turns the ball over. Spencer applying pressure, but Morris simply sends it down the pitch. 5 more minutes here at BMO Stadium. Washington up 2-1 against the home team, Angel City, who need to make a move as Hedicic bombs it down the pitch, flicked on by Sydney LaRue. Rodriguez. Emsley calling for it from Vignola, cutting back inside. Alyssa Nichols says it remains with Angel City. Christian Press flooding the right side flank. Too easy. McKeown. Doherty Howard. Press stops it. Tries to dribble through to the 18, but gets broken up.
Has to make a decision quicker there. The option was to go out wide. She's trying to open up her hips to sell a fake of a shot. There's too many defenders in the middle of the park. Needs to go wide and press, make the box.
Reed looks up, sees what she likes. It's Emsley. Brings it down, defended by Mater. Goes left, cuts back right. Great defense. The back heel gets her, and it's Vignola who whips it across. Now Alyssa Thompson goes to work. Perusing. Finds Vignola. Emsley. That cross finds nothing but yellow. Broken up by Ratcliffe. Doherty Howard. Errant ball to Emsley, and now Washington will take over.
Wow. Incredibly resolute defending. The combination of McKeown and Morgan, time and time again, putting themselves in the right position to be able to clear away the crosses. Ratcliffe has to be a bit smarter for this. It was all set up for Vignola, who started 3 yards behind Ratcliffe and ended up 3 yards in front of Ratcliffe inside the box.
Two and a half minutes remaining for Angel City to equalize. Vignola connects with Emsley. Turns. And it's Mater who's there once again, trying to exploit something down this right-hand side, but Mater's been able to stand in strong each and every time. Reed getting a handle on it, kicks it away from Kwasi. And now Gordon advances. Washington can't get the ball over the top. This back line for Angel City really keeping the foot on the gas here for the home side. Emsley left to press at the top of the 6. You can see her frustration.
Yeah, that's a mismatch. Emsley right now is just having away with Mater, who's on a yellow card already. So in those moments where these 1v1 duels are happening, Mater has to be cautious. She has to be reactionary and can't overcommit and dive in. Washington are 1 minute away from seeing out a valuable 3 points, solidifying them even further in second place.
Thompson held up and brought down. Alyssa Nichols gives her the foul, and now an opportunity here once again for Angel City, who haven't been able to muster too many positive chances here, particularly in the final moments of this match. Didi Hadicic, they're going to send everyone forward. 10 seconds left in stoppage time. This is blown down as Emsley delivers that right-on goal to Kingsbury. LaRue tied up with Hal Hirschfeld.
Well, this is a meaningful yellow card because Hal Hirschfeld is now going to be suspended for the next match at the Orlando Pride on Sunday. That is so rare that you see a yellow card happen like that off the ball.
Significant upper body contact, nonetheless. And so that's 5 yellow cards for Hal Hirschfeld, and she'll be suspended for 1 match, as Jamie mentioned, on yellow card accumulation.
Keep an eye on LaRue. She scored twice this season in stoppage time. She has a knack for showing up in these moments.
Emsley with the do-over. sails it past everyone. Press was in place looking for service. Rocky Rodriguez making the back post run. And you can see frustration on the face of Becky Tweed. Emsley has worked a ton in this match. Try and make something happen. And that's it. Full time is complete here at BMO Stadium, and the frustration boiling over for Claire Emsley as Hal Hirschfeld not so happy herself in the victory.
What a fantastic win for the Washington Spirit. They handled everything that Angel City could throw their way. Angel City with some of their best press all season long. That they still couldn't break down the Washington Spirit. There's going to be a lot of second guessing about decisions that were made and chances that were not taken, but nonetheless, the cream always rises to the top, and the Washington Spirit show why they are in second place in the NWSL with a massive 3 points on the road to continue to put pressure on the leaders, Orlando Pride, who they will face next.
The rookie coming out of Clemson, McKenna Morris, her goal stands as the game-winning goal. It's her second of the season, and both of her pro goals have been game winners. 2-1 for the Spirit, the final here at BMO Stadium. Full-time highlights coming up in just a moment.
You've been listening to SiriusXM Sports. We now return you to our regularly scheduled programming.
I like everything about what's happening. The only part I don't like is why does it always have to be the case when somebody finds their feet and they really are on a great run? And yeah, okay, we understand that the market may react, but there's always got to be one, what I want to call that person, to just stir it up.
Okay.
Start a rumor and then make everybody feel like they are walking around on a melting glacier. I hate that part.
Okay.
This
is Daddy Winalda. I can't believe I said that out loud. Daddy Winalda coming to the fore. These are your protective instincts, and I appreciate it. Like as a dad myself, and as somebody who wants Christian Pulisic to thrive and not have to be under the microscope and put under all this pressure, I appreciate it. But